Hi folks, and welcome back to the allotment. Tony C. Smith has given me a challenge today. It's Friday afternoon and I'm out all day tomorrow. I'm going to the Dorset Chili Festival, which I'm really excited about. That means I don't have long to film a video. Normally my videos are, fairly considered affair. I spend a long time editing, blah blah blah. Takes me a very long time, much longer than I would like to admit. And Tony C. Smith, there we go. Brilliant. This bloody ice cream van. It parks right at the end of, just outside the allotment gate. And it really does, it ruins a lot of my takes. But today, the challenge is from Tony C. Smith to film everything in one take. So I'm going to do a quick whip round because it has been a little while since we did an allotment tour. And I'm going to show you what's going on, all the things that I've got to do. I really hope you enjoy. So I literally flipped you around straight away and wanted to show you these leek flowers. These have been going for a little while now and they're just always covered with bees. There's only one or two on them now, but they're just so wonderful. Zero effort, just leave a few leeks to go wild. They don't look the prettiest, but as you know, my allotment rarely looks the prettiest. Look at all this, the compost bin. My compost is kind of suffering from the dryness actually. I think I need to get in here and give this a little bit of a water actually. That's something on the to-do list. And down here, look at this, out of nowhere, surprise squash plant. Literally, this one has just erupted from gosh knows where. And I'm imagining it's tapping into this, which is difficult to show you, but under here is a load of horse poo and there's a bit of bloody bindweed growing in there, isn't there? Look at that. Hopefully there's not too much of that, but yeah, that squash plant must be tapping in, finding some of the goodness in there. And it's looking really healthy. I mean, one of the healthiest plants that I'm growing, and it's a complete volunteer. You know, you'll see as the video goes on. It's not having the best year, but there's some really healthy squash on here, and I think they might be the kind of tromboncino. Is that what they're called? Have I made that up? Maybe trombone? I don't know, something like that. They're funny shaped ones, but yeah, what a nice little surprise. You can see the paths just so dry. We've had so little rain on the south coast here. It's been the driest July in like 200 years. So I have been up and watering quite a lot. But in here, I've sown some more carrots. This is the line of carrots behind it. There's a feverfew plant there. You can see these are dead potatoes that I really need to actually dig up. But yeah, the carrots in here, they just don't like to germinate. This is a bad bed for carrots. And I've got some seeds that have actually germinated elsewhere, so I'll show you those. But these potatoes, these are all King Edwards. I did a potato harvest video a little while back, and these were planted a bit later, but you can see they're done. They're fine. They're fine to just kind of leave in, but they will start to get a little bit damaged. And as they've died back, it's become very apparent that this method I've used, where I've just directly kind of put them in holes in the soil, has meant that there's a significant number that are showing actually on top of the soil, and they've gone green, and it's far too late for me to kind of trench those up. So not great, but I'll do a full video on that later on, and we'll see how the potatoes came up. Some of these carrots look almost healthy, but considering they were planted gosh knows when, kind of March time, they should have been ready to harvest months ago. The leeks, I'm caught on some raspberries. The leeks are looking fine. They've taken to their new home pretty well. And over here we have a little patch that I'm really pleased with. We've got two really healthy looking courgette plants, and a squash plant is finally away and trailing. And what's been happening this year is I've planted a lot of things like courgettes and squashes, and they've just sat in the ground. They've not grown at all. They've not died necessarily, but they've just kind of sat there doing nothing. And finally, these ones have really started to explode and, get going like they normally do and like they should. We've got a few, well, just one on there, but we've taken a few courgettes. And one of the nice things about this year actually, and it being a little bit slower, is that I've not really had a glut. I've had like a nice steady trickle, and it's been good. It's been good. It's still a little early in the season, but no real, massive gluts that mean, oh God, I've got to spend ages in the kitchen. Down here, we've got another example of some things that I put in and just sat there for ages. There's 2 squash plants in here, and you can see they are finally now just starting to get away. I've seen some videos on Instagram and you know, people whose squashes now are, you know, as big as this bed and the bed next door, and mine are just finally starting to get away now. So hey, I'm just happy with that. And I've left a little bit of space here for these to all spread out. And then over here, this little patch of lettuce. I've messed up my lettuce a little bit this year. I've just now run out. So we've had a pretty continuous supply, but we've just entered the lettuce drought. And these were kicking about the greenhouse for a really long time. So I'm not sure if they're going to take okay. But you can see as well, I've sort of made some little trenches. We were talking about this on the live show. Oh, there's something crawling up my leg. Oh, it's a cricket. Ugh. Yes, anyway, we were talking about watering on the live show, and I just kind of put in a few irrigation channels here and there because where the soil has become so baked. Oh, there's something crawling up my leg again. It's a cricket. Ah, giving me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, where the soil has become so baked, water just runs off. So yeah, that's been really helpful. And just down here, this is where we've got a little line of carrots, and you can just about see, hopefully, some of them are actually germinating. I really hope they're carrots. Oh, do you know what? They might not be. There's a little fumitory at the end there. And these actually might not be carrots. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. These are Autumn King. Quite late in the year to put those in, but we'll see. We'll see. Some of these flowers are quite nice. I have no idea what they are. I stole these little seedling pots from my parents' garden because they had them going spare. And they're quite nice. And if we're doing a video in the style of Tony C. Smith, it's about now that I should tell you, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure you like and subscribe. Can't do it. I'm not very good at that. Tony always does it perfectly in the middle of his video, but it's not me. But I have put a little link down in the description for donations as well recently. So I've got a PayPal and a Ko-fi thing, and if you want to, you know, say thanks if you've been enjoying my content for a little while and all the videos I put out. I'm completely blinded. It's a really stupid place to film. Okay, then please do go and drop me a little donation, only if you can afford it, obviously. Filming is really expensive. There's something I've seen as well that I would really like to get for videos just like this, which is a gimbal. So your camera will be super smooth and super nice, but it's about £300. So gonna be saving for a little while for that, and if you want to contribute to the JB, naturally JB pot, then below. Anyway, brassicas. Let's look at the brassicas. These went in so late, and they went in when it was really hot. And to be honest, I can't believe they're doing as well as they are. This little Exibsy broccoli experiment at the end, not looking great. Not looking great. It's thrown out a couple more sprouts, but they don't look great. What we had was edible, but not amazing. Luckily, touch wood, not too much caterpillar damage. You can see a few of these cabbages are actually multi-sown. Partly laziness, just also partly accident. We've got some lettuce in here. This is a good example. Plants that I've put in, and they've just sat there doing absolutely nothing whatsoever. Some of the cabbages have died off. Some of it's flea beetle damage. There's a bit of flea beetle damage. Down the middle, the big ones, the big healthy looking ones, that's your broccoli. So they're looking good, but yeah, not great. Could be better, could be worse. Then we move over to this tiny little bed, which is just a bit chaotic really. Chard, still going, flowering, full of insects all the time, which I just love. Little courgette down here, doing pretty well. I've had quite a few of that, but it's not got big, This whole bed, in fact, basically past the brassica bed, these two beds, just not quite right. I'm not sure, but they're not quite right. Nothing grows quite right apart from this bloody chard, which has exploded. Squash in here, been here months. This has been here for blooming ages. It's got a flower on it, brilliant. Another squash plant. also been here absolutely ages. I'm not sure exactly when, but they're just doing very little, you know. A few flowers that I've left. That's a radish flower. I'm actually leaving this because someone, at some point, I've forgotten, told me about these little seed pods that kind of dry. They turn into radish seeds, but I think they're called mouli or something like that, and they're meant to be quite nice. We do in here have, oh, I tell you what, this chard smells amazing. When you let chard go to flower, the smell is incredible. It's like a deep kind of honey smell. It's really, really sweet. Delicious. I recommend. Give it a go. Bit of a brute takes over, but yeah, it's very cool. Calendula, that's all gone over because of the drought, I think. It's just gone to seed really quick. So it was nice while it lasted, but it didn't last for long. Got some little squash plants in here. These just not quite getting away, looking a little anemic. They wilt all the time. They need a lot of water because the ground just hasn't been saturated properly. I did come up Tuesday and give that a really good go. Over here, the little L bed. The peas, I've just kind of left them because there's some cucumbers growing up through it and I didn't really know what to do. So I just kind of left them. They never really got as big as I was hoping, the peas. And I think, you know, it's just this bed, a little bit cursed, not doing quite right. Little courgette down here. I think this has been in the ground for maybe 2.5 months. What is that? Why does it look like that? There's 2 cucumbers that I put in. These were the first ones. There's one at the back. Oh, that's actually got a little fruit on it. But then this one in the foreground. What is this? Just what? What are you doing? Try harder. Must do better. This one is surviving. It looks like it's actually taking hold now. Much healthier. Down in a little trench behind, I planted a couple of cucumbers. There's one there, one at the back as well. Because the peas that I planted in there just did nothing, absolutely nothing. So I thought, oh, I'll have a couple of cucumbers that I'll trail up here, and that'll be great. I can actually use all this netting that I put the effort into, and they've just sat and done nothing. But I don't know if it's water, heat stress, or what. You know, just there's a few things that have not done very well at all. There's a couple of cucumbers that I put in down here. You can't see them because they look like the peas, completely dead. So, you know, okay, fine, whatever, it's fine, it doesn't matter. And down here, we've got some summer sowings. A few kind of lettuce, leafy things, some spinach. I think all the blooming spinach has been eaten by slugs already, so that's good. But we've got some nice iceberg type lettuce in here. And at the back, we've got some good stuff. We've got this little, not so little actually, tree cabbage. A few little whitefly on here. I come along to this and just double check it for caterpillars. You can see there's some caterpillar damage, but bouncing back quite nicely, taking hold. And next door, we've got my one cucumber plant. Yay! I've had loads and loads of cucumbers off this. It's doing really well. There's another little one up here just going now, so that's brilliant. The apple tree, wow, not a great year for apples. You can see this is loaded with red fruit already, and it's too early. It's way too early for these to be turning red, and I think it's just a sign of the drought stress. Some of them are starting to fatten up a little bit, but yeah, this tree is having a very difficult year with the drought, and I suppose I could have, you know, come along and watered it, but they need such a substantial watering and my hose doesn't reach this far. And I think it's just kind of one of those things, sometimes you chalk it up, bit of a bad year. I'll do a bit of a codling moth update at some point because those traps I put out had some very interesting results. And down below, the blackberry. What a crap year for this. Oh, this looks cool though, I forgot about this. I completely forgot. Look at this. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in the garden. This is a blackberry cane that doesn't look like a normal blackberry cane, does it? There's all this grass in front of it. This is something called fasciation or something like that. And you sometimes get it called like a double bloom. You get it quite often in daisy flowers are really susceptible to it. And it's just a bit of a kind of mutation. And you just get all this stuff kind of grows in together. And it just looks amazing. I'm really interested to see what it's going to do. at the end. It might not grow anymore, but I thought that was amazing. The actual blackberries though, not the best year. This blackberry bush is gorgeous. Really, really sweet. Oh, they are so delicious, but yeah, it's just not had the best year. It got mispruned. Some of the second year canes have died off. Not great. Oh my goodness, I'll tell you what as well. So just yesterday, came up just for a quick, well, I was doing like a good weed actually, which you might not believe, having seen the beds now. And I left this here, my hoodie. I just completely forgot about it. Came up and I just found it on the floor. And something has bloody eaten it. It's been ripped in like 3 different places. I think it's the foxes or something. Brilliant, well done. Strawberry bed, wow, what a state, absolute state. I never show this bit in the videos now really, because it's got all the glass from my second greenhouse just sat waiting. But the sweet corn, that's not looking too bad. I've got 2 30-litre pots here, the ones that people go buy for potatoes from Oakland Gardens, and it's looking pretty healthy. It is starting to do that thing that I've seen some people say might not be great, where it's kind of flowering at the top and there's no cobs that have come out the side, so not sure if that's a good sign or not. Let me know in the comments, pretty please. And now the greenhouse to finish off. Not looking too bad. I've been quite good this year, up here a little bit more often than usual to kind of keep track of everything, and it's doing okay. You can see I've moved some of the peppers to the floor just to give the ones on the bench a little more room. And these piri piri plants, they are just doing amazing. This is chili chump seed, and I tell you what, I can vouch for those seeds. Look at this. The density of the fruits is really quite impressive. I'll try and do a full chili update soon, because there's loads of really, really interesting varieties that I want to talk about. This one at the back here, the weirdest growth form ever, the New Mex Suave Red. But yeah, chili peppers doing really well. Down here, little melon for the Transatlantic Melon Challenge. I've got a few, look at this. They're not massive, they're not whoppers, but that still counts. That's pretty good. And this one is a little bit squishy, so I'm not sure if it's coming to the end. They're quite small. These plants are in very small pots. I just bunged them in, little kind of maybe 2-litre pots. Stick them in, see what they do. Got another one down there. I did look earlier, and I think these are the only ones. I've not done anything correct with the melons. This is the only one I've sort of managed to string up a little bit. The rest are just trailing everywhere, but just you leave them to it, let them do their thing, and yeah, see what happens. Tomatoes bouncing back a little bit. I've got some nice Crimson Crush on here now. Oh, look at that. Look at the colour of those. I had my first one just the other day. Absolutely gorgeous. My Montserrat plant that looked really sad the other day. Still lots of leaf curl, but, and, okay, right, like, okay, it doesn't look great. Look at that. A bit of a whoops on the, the stringing up of these, but hey, there's fruit. That's all that matters. There's fruit and the plant's not dying. I've given it a bit of a string up there. Don't look too closely, it's fine. And then the Gardener's Delight, which has been really good now. It's bounced back a little bit from that caterpillar damage. Some of these on here now. That one's ready. Let's have a go. Yes. Look at that. Lovely. Oh, so good. So there we go. A super quick whip round. I'm sure there's lots of stuff I forgot to show you and lots of stuff I forgot to talk about, but we'll see if Tony is proud of this, of me just getting a video out there. And I'm going to try and edit it in about an hour, which is really, really quick for me. Won't be as quick as his 20 minutes, but yeah, I'm getting like attacked by these chili peppers. I really have to stop myself from talking about them. There's loads of interesting stuff going on over there. So yeah, let's leave it there before I do start talking about them. Do come along tomorrow to the Potty Mouth Garden Club, our gardening live stream with Tony C. Smith and Steve from Greenside Up, and Audrey from Real Food Comes Dirty. It's a really good laugh. Come with your questions and stay for the innuendo. It's really, really good. So I'll leave a link in the description. Do come along and join us, and I'll leave it there. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Is that what Tony says? Yeah. Take care of yourselves. Bye. I can't remember.